Welcome back to my second ever income report. In today's video, we're going to be going over the money I made last October, which was the last 30 days, how I made it, how I spent it, and we're going to be diving into the actual analytics of my niche sites and maybe a little bit of the YouTube channels that I've been working on. So let's dig in. The first thing I want to talk about, last video I spent apparently 1 minute and 25 seconds explaining to you guys why you should subscribe to this channel and click the like button. And I got kind of a mean comment. I don't know if I would call it a mean comment, but they did say you wasted so much time telling us to subscribe. And I want to explain why I spent so much time telling you to subscribe. It's because when you explain to someone why you should do something, they are much more likely to actually do it. And I have the data to back this up. In my last income report, at least in the last 30 days, it shows 793 views, and it turns into 83 subscribers. So basically 1 out of 10, I think it's like 10.8% or something like that, of everyone who watched the channel ended up subscribing. And I actually own a few YouTube channels, and I know that 1 out of 10 for every view to turn into a subscriber is a great number. That tells YouTube, whatever this video is, it's poppin', show it to more people. And so I think that's kind of why this channel is like very new. It's like 2 months old, and this video got 700, almost 800 views. So if it seems like I'm spending a lot of time explaining you why to like and subscribe, it's because one of my goals with this channel is to grow this channel. The bigger this channel gets, the easier it is to justify to myself spending more time into creating content that helps more people. If there's nobody watching these videos, I don't want to continue creating them. So without further ado, if you haven't already, click the like button and subscribe. I do have 2 YouTube channels that have at least 100,000 subscribers. Here's the first one. You can see that it starts with a, this one starts with a P, and this one starts with a W, so that you know that they are actually 2 different channels. One of them has a gold button, but it's huge and I didn't want to bring it over here. So remember, click the like button and subscribe, and I might reveal my expense breakdown and some of the processes that I've been using to grow these channels. Let's dig in. Website number 1, this is my big money-making website. I've owned this website, well, I've been building this website for probably 4 or 5 years now, and you can see that is reflected in the revenue. I actually have, I think it's on another post here, 632 posts. So I've been working on this website for a while. You'll see in the month of October, I earned $10,832, which is actually down from September. September was $12,600, so it's actually down around $2,000. But what's interesting, if you look at the data here, I wish I could point with my finger, but I have to use my mouse. You can see the page views went from 614,000 down to 458,000, which is a huge decrease. And I'll explain why it went down in a little bit, but another thing I want you to notice is that the RPM went up. It went from $20 to $23.60 per page view. And it's still going up because you can see yesterday was even better. So I'm predicting November is going to be a good month, especially if I can keep those page views up. So one of the reasons that my page views dropped so much, I probably should make an entire video about this, but I got a cease and desist where some company reached out to me. It was actually my best performing page on my website. They reached out to me probably because I was ranking better than they were. And they were like, we don't like how you're using our trademark. You need to take this page down. And so after about 3 months of back and forth, I finally started taking some stuff down, and I was a little scared. I probably should make a video about how this cease and desist, this whole experience, because it was a little scary and I learned some stuff throughout it. But that's why the page views dropped so much. I had one specific page bringing in like 100,000 page views a month, and I basically took it down. I didn't really, but the changes I made it drop out of the rankings. So website 1, $10,800, all passively. I hardly did anything on this website in the past month, so I'm going to call that passive income. Next, let's take a look at the analytics. You can see the analytics here are kind of cyclical, and this has to do with basically because this niche is in the education niche, so it kind of has to do with school. And you can see that as school is in session, views are up, and as the weekend comes, views go down. As school is in session, views up, weekend down. And it's really interesting to see that. Now, one thing I've noticed in the past, when the end of the year comes here, when people are going back to their families and stuff and not caring about school, my traffic is going to go way down. But then January is going to come back, people are going to go back into school, and I'm going to see another uptick. So I'm accounting for that in my income. You can also see here pages a session, 1.31. The bounce rate is 83%, and the average session duration is 1 minute and 29 seconds. I actually wish I should put the other metric. I think it's time on page, because it's way higher than 1 minute 30. It's like 4 minutes or 5 minutes or something like that. And I feel like it's a lot more accurate. Now, I said that website 1 was mostly passive. I did spend quite a bit of money this month on website 1, specifically on a domain. So I have a YouTube channel. It starts with a P, and I do not own the domain with the name of that channel. I had to like do an off one because someone else already registered that domain. Well, it's been on sale for like 5 years now, and I've been reaching out to this company trying to buy this domain for less than they wanted to sell it for. Finally, I had enough in my like extra budget spend, and I also was like, you know what, it's time to bite the bullet. I need this actual exact match domain for my brand. So I reached out to them and I said, hey, how much are you wanting to sell it for? We went back and forth for a couple more months, and then finally I actually bought it. It's in my Google domain like list of domains that I own now, but I spent $10,000 on that. Technically, I spent an extra $400 because of credit card fees, which that's a whole nother topic, but I spent over 10 grand buying this domain. Now I'm a little worried about doing a 301 redirect and losing my traffic, so I'm going to wait until next summer to do this domain switch, so that if I do lose any traffic, it's at the beginning of summer when I have less traffic anyways, compared to January when I have a ton of traffic because people are getting back in school. I spent another $1,443 on custom images, and if you're not doing this, I highly recommend it. It makes your website, your niche website, much more authority. When people come to your page and they see that it's not stock photos, that it's not stuff that you can go find on Deposit Photos or Flickr or any of those free websites that you can get images from, if you make your own custom images, it brings up the brandability of your website so much. And so that's why I'm spending so much money into creating custom images and illustrations for this website. I've also realized that it helps a little bit with backlinks as well, because people will use your images and then they'll put a backlink to the page that your image was on. So I found that to be like a side effect, probably the best way I've been able to build links without actually buying them. Now, the third thing that I spent money on, this was actually an uptick from last month, $2,629. I'm basically hiring someone on Upwork as a freelancer to go through and all my past posts and update them. So I trained her. I spent a month or two saying, this is how you update a post, this is how you make it better, this is how you go into my search console and find the data and how to add the keywords in. I could probably make a video about that as well. So subscribe if you're not already subscribed. And I spent $2,600 having her go through and edit a bunch of my old posts and writing 12 new articles. And she does a great job at that. I'm probably going to hire her for life as long as she'll let me. I'll keep paying her money. She does an amazing job. The last expense I have for website 1 is I spent $3,400 on hands-off publishing, and basically I gave them 100 topics for them to write about. Now, these topics aren't going to be the best. Hands-off publishing does good content, they don't do great content. So I'm going to have images created for these new topics, and I'm also probably going to have Im go back through and update these posts so that's in my style. And the reason I spend so much money on these topics is because I did a little test. I bought 8 articles of 2 new subtopics that I want to test on my website, and I put them up for the month of October. I probably should have included an analytic here, but 8 posts of one topic and 8 posts of another topic, and they did well. Like, they're already ranking. Some of them are already on page 1, and I'm like, this is getting traffic, it's making me money. I need to double down and do all the topics in subtopic 1 and all the topics in subtopic 2. And so the way I'm going to do that, at least get the content out there quick, is I'm going to have hands-off publishing create 100 new articles. And then, like I said, in the future, I'm going to have my illustrator and then eventually my editor go back through and make those posts the best that they can be, so maybe they'll hit spot 1. So that's the expenses I've spent on website 1, which is a decent amount of money. Let's go into website 2. Website 2 is in the pet niche, and I've spent a decent amount of money growing website number 2 with little return. So last month I made $86 with Zoic within this website. You can see here 6,000 websites visits, and this website is very interesting because I've done a bunch of weird stuff with it. So the first thing I did is I bought a website from someone, and it was making money. Then I bought a domain for like $2,500. It's a very brandable domain. Hopefully one day I hope I can share it. But I redirected all the content on this website that I bought to this new domain. And I did like a new theme. I paid Nico for a new theme on it, so that it looks a little bit more brand friendly. So it actually looks like a brand and not just a niche website. And so now I've got this website growing. And you can see here on the screen, hopefully you can see my mouse, new primary domain. You can see the traffic was like 400 to 200 up to 450, 500 a day. Whenever I made that switch, that 301 redirect to the new domain, you can see it just dropped the traffic. I was like, oh man, I should not have done that 301 redirect. And about a month later, I bought another, I wish I had 3 hands, I bought another website, and now I'm putting all that posts onto this website here. I moved all the posts, and I'm 301 redirecting this second website that I bought. So I've technically got 2 websites that I've bought, and I'm redirecting them to this brand name domain that I bought. So like I said, website 2 is a little interesting. But after the second domain 301 redirect, you can see the traffic starting to go up just a little bit more. And hopefully throughout time, the 301 redirect, whatever issues it caused, start to die down a little bit more, and then this website starts to rank up a little bit more. So let's go into the analytics of website 2. You can see here, at least the last 30 days, the traffic is going up. And it's because around here was when I bought that second website and I redirected it. So a lot of this traffic is just from website 2 that's being redirected to the main website. You can see around 6,000 page views, and I'll also say I'm adding content to this website like crazy. I think Hands Off Publishing has another 100 articles to add, but when I bought these other 100, I bought it so that they upload them, so I don't have to upload them. So right now the total posts is 358, and in the last month I added 66 new posts. Now in November, this month I'm hoping to add another 100 posts, so that'd be like 450 by the end of November. But we'll see if they finish writing all of those. And I'm also considering buying a third website, which I probably should think and maybe do a little bit more research about. I don't want to do too many 301 redirects and it be seen as abuse, but we'll see. The next thing I want to talk about is website 2 expenses. So like I said, I bought another website and redirected it to the main website that I have. And that second website was $3,446. Now another thing I want to talk about is the return on investment on this particular website. So in this particular website, website 2, which is in the pet niche, I've spent almost $21,000. Now if I go to Ezoic and I see how much have I earned from Ezoic to this website, I've earned $886, which this $21,000 I've spent in this year, 2022. And this money I've also earned in 2022, which means my ROI right now is 4.2%, at least in the last 5 months that I've had Ezoic on. Which 4.2% is pretty good, but I think I can get it above that. I want to get at least 10%. That way I'm easily beating the stock market. If I'm putting a little bit of work into this, I want to match the stock market, and then I also want to beat it. So this TTM right here, this means trailing 12 months, and this is how I'm going to try to measure my websites based on how much I've spent on them compared to how much I earn in the last 12 months, which I can't really do on website 1 because I've just been pushing money into it for years, but I can easily do with website 2 because I started it this year. So let's go into my total income, and this number might blow you away. So on YouTube, between the 2 YouTube channels, I actually have 5 or 6 that are monetized, but most of this revenue comes from 2 YouTube channels. I get $10 from one, 25 from another. Those really don't matter, and they all get grouped into this $7,306. That's how much I earned from YouTube. And I think I posted 2 videos on these channels between the both of them. So $7,000 for 2 videos is not bad. Mediavine actually paid me $5,548. So if we go back here to where I shared my Mediavine income, it says $10,000. But you can see here, in August, I get paid in November. In September, I get paid in December. And if you backdate this, you'll see that what I got paid in October was actually what I earned in July. So that's where this number comes from. This is what I earned in July. And I finally got paid it into my bank account this month. Now, Ezoic, I earned $91. That's how much I earned from website 2. I also earned $31,000, well, a little more than $31,000 from Teachable. So the stuff I sell on my YouTube channels, I sell courses and memberships and digital products, and that's where the bulk of my money comes from. It comes from those 2 YouTube channels redirecting to products that I have developed. And I've spent a lot of money developing these products, including my own time. And that may be worth another video, but I've also made $1,400, $1,500 through other stuff, and I might break that down in the future, but it's a lot of little things. So the total ends up being basically $46,000, so $45,916 in the month of October. Now, where did that money go? I would love to tell you, but I don't want to make this video too long, and I also want to see if there's interest in people wondering where that money is going. So I made $45,916 in October, and I spent on paper $34,000. So if you go through and you add up the money that I spent on website 1 and website 2, you'll see that that does not add up to $34,000. So what's the difference? Well, if you want to know what the difference and where I'm spending all of this $34,000, you're going to have to drop a comment down below, and I will break it down next month. So if we go back and we take $45,916 and we subtract the amount of money that I spent this month, you can see the total profit, or the money that I actually bring in and keep, is $11,384. And due to the tax bracket that I'm in, if I pay taxes on that, I end up with $6,830, which is not much compared to the $46,000 that I made. But I also spent a ton of money this month investing in my website and YouTube channels and even products so that they will grow in the future. There is a case that maybe next month I don't spend any money growing my team or my products, and I get to keep all 45 grand, which I guess I would pay taxes on around 40% of that. But my goal right now in October, November, and December is growth. I want to be putting money into things that grow my business because I am in such a high tax bracket that I would rather put money into the business and let the business earn it than me take it out and pay taxes on it. And again, that topic could be an entirely other video, but I thought it would be interesting to share with you how much I'm actually making through all of my businesses, and then how much I'm spending through all of my businesses, and then how much money actually goes into my pocket at the end of the month. So I think I've got one more slide for you here, and this is my November goals. So these are the things I want to try to do in November to grow my business. Now the first one is for Site 1, and this is hire out 100 keywords, which is going to be around $4,200 at Hands Off Publishing. And I actually need to highlight this, and I think I can format it with a strike through, because even though this is a November goal, technically this came out of October's budget. So if I go back to website 1 expenses, this $3,400, I was going to spend $4,200, but Hands Off Publishing sent me a nice little email, and they're like, we'll give you 20% off if you buy today. And so I bit the bullet, and I was like, I will save 20% off. I dropped it by almost $1,000 by just listening to what offer they had and then taking it. So I've basically already done this goal. I've already hired out 100 keywords. So we can move on to the next thing, which is for Site 3. And I haven't shared with you what Site 3 is yet, but I want to buy a whole bunch of backlinks to give you a little information. Site 3, I've bought a lot of content, let it sit for a little while, and it's not doing anything. So something needs to be fixed. So what my plan is to spend, I think it's $5,000 or $6,000 in backlinks and send it to Site 3 so that I'm able to look at Site 3, look at the backlinks and Ahrefs and see if the traffic moves. If the traffic moves, I'll be like, wow, paying for backlinks does work. And if it doesn't move, then I'll look into the backlinks and see oh, when I bought this service, this was a great backlink. When I bought these services, they were really bad backlinks. And then I'll have a little bit of a system to where if I want to buy backlinks, I know which places to go to buy them from. And so this is kind of a goal, but not really, because I'm basically just spending money and letting my money do the work for me. Speaking of doing work, the next thing, my goal for November, this is pretty much my big goal, is that for my second YouTube channel, I'm going to be launching a product that costs basically $500. And my goal between the YouTube channel subscribers, the viewers, and the email list is to get 500 people to sign up to that. So if you take 500 and you multiply it by 500, you get $250,000. And I will be making an income report in around 30 days. Hopefully I've actually made that $250,000 plus some other revenue sources. But I highly encourage you to subscribe if you want to see if I hit that goal or not. This specific product that I've been working on is the main thing I've been working on for 3 months now. So it's going to be a big deal. There's a reason it's priced at $500. Now, have I ever done a $250,000 launch before? No. Have I done a $100,000 launch before? Yes, I have. So I know what works, what doesn't work, what I need to do more of, and I'll be interested to see how much I learned during this launch and see how much of stuff works that I thought would work compared to what doesn't work. And if you're interested, I would love to share it with you. But for some of that information to be out in the public, I'm going to have a commitment from you, whether that be a like, a comment, or a subscribe. I got to see something from the audience if you wanted me to make that content. And lastly, my last goal is I want to lose 5 pounds by basically continuing what I've been doing last month. So something I've been doing for about 30 days now, I guess I started at the beginning of last month, is I track my weight, I track what I've been eating, and I track what I do every day. Literally the things that I get done during the day, I write it down in an Excel sheet. I also track my net worth. If you want to see any of these things, I would love to share them, but I don't want to share them to people that don't want to hear them. So tracking my weight, I think I've lost 4 pounds this last month, and I just log my weight every day. And that makes me more mindful of what I'm eating throughout the day. I think I weighed 208 pounds in the beginning of October, and now this morning I weighed 203.8. which is a little more than a pound a week in October, and I want to continue that trend up until I get down to 175. I think that's my goal weight. And the things that have been allowing me to accomplish that is basically that I'm tracking how much food I'm eating. I'm also doing 30 to 40 minutes of cardio a day. So it doesn't seem like a lot, but at the end of the month, 4 pounds, if I do that for 6 months, that's 25 pounds. That's not bad. The things that help me win in my business, whether it be website 1 or website 2, or even this launch that I'm about to launch in November for Black Friday, The things that have helped me win are consistency, and I want to apply that to other areas of my life as well to see if I get the same results. So these are my November goals. I want to pay for some backlinks and see what backlinks I get, just to have that information to know if it's worth paying for backlinks or not. I want to have a $250,000 launch for Black Friday of this product that I've been working on for months now. I've been working on like literally every day for a couple months. If I can get a $250,000, if I can get 100,000, I'm going to be happy. But a $250,000 is the goal. More than $500,000, I will be ecstatic. I'll probably lose my mind if I make more than $500,000. And then lastly, I have a health goal here. I want to lose 5 pounds. And this is just because as I've been working on my businesses, I've been kind of neglecting working out. I used to work out every day, and now for like a year now, I haven't been to the gym. I haven't done any exercise. I haven't been tracking what I'm eating. And so I want to get back into that without going all in. And so that's why I just want to track my food and do like 30 minutes of cardio a day. Nothing too big. So as I said in the beginning of this video, if you like this content, feel free to click the like button and subscribe. I love sharing this stuff. And if you walk away from this video, I hope that what you see is inspiration. I hope you see that I've been able to make a fantastic living by creating these niche sites, by working on YouTube channels, by growing my business basically by myself. I have a few freelancers, but I pay them well, and I'm the one calling the shots. If you get anything from this video, I want it to be inspiration. Hopefully I haven't bored you. Hopefully I've entertained you and inspired you. As this video comes to an end, I hope you enjoyed this video. I really hope you learned something by me sharing my financial situation income report of this business. And most of all, I hope to see you in another video. Thanks for watching.